Okay, guys, it's here. The conference finals. 4 teams left. Each team 8 wins away from becoming legends, champions, never forgotten. Banners stay forever, and each team is 8 wins away, and the Dallas Mavericks are one of them. Okay, let's get right into the picks and predictions. I don't want to waste anyone's time. We're not going to do any skits, any sketches, anything like that. We're just going to get right to the picks. And remember one thing, right? Here at the Slightly Biased Show, we threw out traditional stats, advanced analytics, reasonable thought and logic. We threw all of that out the window months ago, okay? We're just going off of pure vibes and delusion. And look where it's gotten us. It's gotten us pretty far, okay? I got every single series right last round. I only missed 1 series in the first round, and that was picking against the 76ers, which I don't apologize for. 76ers fail every vibe check there's ever been. In fact, I predicted these exact matchups a month ago, almost down to the game. So you will respect me. The experts here at Slightly Biased, they will tell you what the ESPN experts won't. The truth. And that's what you deserve. So with all that in mind, let's just get into these picks, man. I got the Mavs in 5 over the Warriors, and I have the Celtics in 6 over the Heat. And there you go. Go Mavs. Oh, you guys want me to actually go into each series? Fine. Let's start with the Mavs and the Warriors. Again, this is just vibes and delusion, really. I think there's a big difference between this series and the series against the Suns. The Suns were a better team than the Mavs, a matchup nightmare for the Mavs, but the Mavs just, in the end, were ready for the moment in a way the Phoenix Suns weren't, for whatever reason. I think this series is different because these teams are very evenly matched. If not, I would even give the edge to the Mavs in some cases. Like they might be the better team on paper than the Warriors right now. A lot of advanced stats would tell you the same thing, but remember, we threw advanced stats out the window, right? The only advanced stat that matters to me is vibes per 48, and in my opinion, the Mavs passed that. The Mavs had the edge over the Warriors by a lot. It always comes back to, who's gonna stop Luka? Who's gonna stop Luka? Every team so far has had the Luka stopper that Luka's had to embarrass, right? The reality is nobody can stop Luka. I keep seeing Warriors fans say that Wiggins is going to stop Luka. Guys, come on, it's not funny. Okay, it's not funny. Warriors fans are saying that Wiggins can stop Luka. Guys, grow up. Okay, this is a serious sign of brain damage, and it's not funny. It's not cool to laugh about it. Warriors fans really do think Wiggins can be the guy. They do think that. The reality is nobody can stop Luka, okay? It all comes down to what the others can do around him, and the others have been fantastic. You know, I was thinking about this earlier today. We talk about the heliocentric stuff, right? The worst word to ever be introduced into the NBA, into NBA vernacular has been the word heliocentric. It's ruined many debates, right? But a big difference between Luka this postseason and Luka last postseason, he hasn't changed his game. He hasn't changed the style in which he plays. It's just Jalen Brunson has stepped up in a major way. So now Luka is cool with deferring to Jalen Brunson or even deferring to Dinwiddie when the timing is right? We've seen that. We saw that against the Suns. We saw that against the Suns in Game 7 when Luka went off in the first half and then just kind of deferred to Brunson and Dinwiddie the rest of the game when he actually played. The question is, who's going to stop Brunson? Who's going to stop Dinwiddie? What if one of the shooters for the Mavs gets hot, like Dodo, like Maxey, like Reggie? What's going to happen then? Because I'm going to tell you right now, Jordan Poole and Steph Curry are horrible defenders. Horrid. And we just watched the Mavs make a gigantic adjustment in the Sun series where they were going to relentlessly attack Chris Paul, who is up there in age, not a good defender anymore, but they just relentlessly abused him. It was elderly abuse. What we saw was terrible. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. I think Luka is the best in the world at getting the mismatches he wants and abusing them. And if we get the lineup where there's Jordan Poole and Steph Curry on the floor at the same time, that's bring up the Shams tweets, right? That's lunch. That is absolute food for Luka. Even Brunson, maybe even Dinwiddie, who is he turning it around? Game 6, Game 7, he had good performances. Are we seeing the Dinwiddie resurgence? This is also a Warriors team that has struggled turning the ball over. I mean, they turned the ball over a ton in the Grizzlies series, and it's why the Grizzlies, even without Ja Morant, for most of the series, were in games, had a solid chance outside of Game 3. The Grizzlies were hanging in, playing them tough, playing them down to the wire because the Warriors were just turning the ball over, and this Mavs team forced one of the best teams, maybe the best team in the league, the Phoenix Suns, to turn the ball over a fuck ton. Chris Paul is one of the best point guards, pure point guards in the history of basketball, and he looked horrible. I mean, his turnovers numbers were a disgrace towards the end of the series against the Mavs. This is a defense that plays fast. They swarm. Their rotations are incredibly quick, and that's going to be important against a team like the Warriors who move the ball around a ton of off-ball movement. Of course, they got to play their game, and that's one thing that really makes me feel confident in Dallas. They've been a very resilient team so far. Very. I mean, think about the Jazz series, right? No Luka the first 3 games. They go on to win that series in 6. They're 2-1 without Luka. The series against the Suns, you go down 0-2. Right? You come back 2-2, then on the road in Phoenix in game 5, you get embarrassed. Everybody's laughing at you, and then you come out and win the next 2 games in dominant fashion to win the series against a team you were not supposed to beat, against a team that has had your number over the past 4 years. This team is incredibly resilient, and that's important because this, you know, the Warriors aren't who they used to be. Warriors fans need to understand this. They keep going on Twitter acting like people should be, you know, so fearful of them, like they are the old Warriors with Kevin Durant and stuff. They're still a great team, do not get me wrong, but they're not the Warriors of old. But they can still just break your will. I mean, they still have that quality where Steph Curry hits, you know, a cross map throwing knife from 35 feet, a step back 3, and it feels like a dagger in your heart. Jordan Poole can get hot. Klay Thompson can still get hot. Draymond can do Draymond things. You know, they can go on these crazy runs where they're just draining threes and it just breaks your will. But the thing is, the Mavs have responded well to instances like that. I don't think this is a team that will get their will broken like that. And on top of that, they have the best player in the series. So because of that, I'm picking Mavs. I keep seeing a lot of Warriors fans say Warriors in 4 or 5. I'm telling you right now, if this series goes 4 or 5 games, it is not going to end in favor of the Warriors. But that's just the way I feel. Vibes and delusion only, baby. Now let's get into this Heat Celtics series. This one is tough. I'm mainly picking the Celtics just because I've been riding for them for so long. I've been riding with them for so long. They've been my pick to come out of the East for a few months now, and so I'm just going to continue to ride with them. I think I want to say they have the best player in the series in Jason Tatum, but the way Jimmy's played so far in the playoffs, it might just be Jimmy Butler. These are, I think, 2 of the top 3 defenses in the NBA this season. God, man, I don't know. This series is really difficult to predict because these teams are somewhat similar as well. You know, Jimmy Butler's been on fire during the postseason. His shooting numbers have been next to unbelievable for a guy like Jimmy Butler. And that, you know, I feel like Jimmy can continue that. He just seems like that kind of player who's ready for the moment. We've seen it before with him. But I'm also concerned if those shooting numbers dip, then what? What happens then for the Heat? Who's going to step up and take over offensively? Because I want to say Tyler Hero, but I'm honestly not that confident in them. We know that's just not who Bam is. They're just going to have to rely on their shooters to get hot and stay hot, which is definitely a possibility. And, you know, the same thing can be said for the Celtics. We've seen when their shooters get hot, they're pretty much next to impossible to beat. I just don't know. I'm going Celtics in 7 just because I've been rocking with them for so long. And again, this is purely based off vibes and illusion only. This is the slightly biased Chandler you're talking about here. Okay, if you want deep analytics, go somewhere else. In series that are close like this, I'll pretty much always defer to either A, the team who has home court advantage, but I just don't know. Is Miami that scary of a place to play? Or B, the team that has the best player, and I do think Jason Tatum's the best player in the series. I don't know. Give me Celtics. But I would be shocked if this series goes anything less than 7. Anything less than 6, I would be utterly shocked if this series goes anything less than that. But give me the Celtics in 7. So I got Mavs in 5. That's right. Mavs in 5. And Celtics in 7. And guess where you can watch all of it? Right here on Slightly Biased. We stream every single game. You're not going to want to miss it. Talk to you guys later. Go Mavs.